What's something that's important to you?
I believe that.
Yeah.
What's a belief? What's a belief?
What's one of your beliefs?
I don't know.
Okay, what did I do? No.
Just give me a belief. What's a belief that I would think? What's a belief that I would think?
He's asking you for a belief that he thinks.
Yeah, I think that no offense, best welcome, but I think that women's sports should not be paid as much as men's sports.
Oh, okay.
Not yet, at least, not yet.
Okay, so women's sports.
Not yet.
Women should not be paid as much
as men.
in women's sports
as men. Yes.
As men in men's professional sports.
Yes.
Okay. How confident are you in this claim? Let's say that we have a scale, 1 to 100. 100 meaning I'm absolutely certain, and 1, 0 meaning like I don't even believe this claim at all.
Oh, probably like 60, like 80, like probably 70ish,
70%. Okay. And 50 being like I'm not sure. I don't even know what I think. I'm not even sure.
Probably like 70, yeah, maybe. 70.
Okay, so like 70%. Okay. And what keeps you from going higher? This belief.
She had a conversation with my teacher a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And she made a few good points.
What were those points?
They've not had long enough because they used to be like subjected to more things like
Could you speak up a little bit? There's like a plan.
Like traditional values that used to be held with women, and how it's all just changing now.
Okay.
Like how there was the belief that women should like stay at home and cook and clean and look after the kids, and then the man should make all the money.
Yeah. So because there's these like traditions of men and women, maybe that's not fair to the women. Okay. All right. So that's what keeps you from going to 100%.
Yeah.
What are the reasons why you believe that women should not be paid as much as men?
Well, just off like studies done. Like there was a game between a women's national team and like a group of 15-year-old Australian boys in football, and like I think the Australian boys won like 12-0 or something. Okay. And the like women's national team was like 3rd ranking in the world. So I thought that like it's just a bit like if they're not playing as well as the like professional men's, then maybe like
Okay, so because there was a study that the men were not, is it because the fact that it was a study or because the fact
well, it was in the study. It was just a game that was played.
But it's because of the game that was played.
Yeah.
Okay. The men were performing better than the women.
Yeah, they were.
Okay. Why is it that because the men were performing better than the women that they should be paid more?
Well, like if you were gonna pay to see like a boxing match, and it was between 2 average fighters who weren't really all that good, and there was an option to watch a game like a fight between 2 like really good fighters like Mike Tyson or something, you'd want to go see the better fighters because there's more action and
because
intenser.
You're paying for the quality of the performance.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes? Okay. Is there anything that could change your mind? Like, if women were performing better.
Yeah.
That would change your mind.
That would change. It was just that would probably change my mind.
Yeah. How much better would they need to perform as well as the men?
Yeah, just on like Yeah. Because.
So, like, take the best national women's team.
Yeah.
Okay. They've got to be scoring just as well as the men.
Yeah. Well, it's also the amount of like views that they get in, like the amount of people watching.
So, is it about the performance why they shouldn't be paid more, or is it about the views?
It's about both, I think. Like, if they're not getting as many views as the men, then they shouldn't be making as much as the men, because they're not performing as advanced as the men.
Okay. So they're not getting as many views because they're not performing as well.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you ruled out any other explanations for why women are not getting paid as well as men?
I haven't really given it too much thought.
Hmm.
Mm,
If you haven't given it too much thought, do you think that the amount of confidence that you have is justified?
mm, Probably not, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for having this conversation with me.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. I want to you've been an excellent person to talk with about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you from Australia?
I'm from New Zealand.
New Zealand. I love New Zealand, man. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I know you guys hear that a lot, but I mean, I think it's just a cool country
Yeah.
in general. I have a friend from there.
Oh,
Okay. So thank you very much.
no worries. Thanks for having
You're free to go.
me. Have a good day.
Oh, yeah. Actually, to remember this conversation, I'd like you to have a puzzle piece here.
Thank you.
You can learn about street epistemology online, and if you want, you can scan that there and check out his YouTube channel. Yeah. That was great. That was a good one.
Aemonn, Aemonn,
Yes.
and women should be paid less.
Yeah.
Is that what I heard?
Yes. For sports.
That ought to be a good thumbnail.
For sports. Yeah. It was for sports.
How do you feel?
I feel good about that one.
Yeah?
That one I feel good about. That can be I mean, any of these so far can be uploaded, but like that's one where it's like I'm okay with like, sharing it with somebody kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was improvement.
I did get consent from his guardian.
Okay, good. I didn't even think of stuff like
He's-
that.
he's-
See?
He's 16.
Yeah.
So the group leader said it was okay that he was recorded and uploaded and all that stuff. So
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really fun.
cool. So what was his? Tell me about the.
The reasoning was just that they perform better than women, and so better performance should get better pay. And he also said a little bit it was about the views, like the view count and stuff. But then he later went on to say, like, well, they get better views because they have better performance. And so I tested that with like, okay, well, if they perform just as well as the men, would you? And of course, he was like, yeah, if they perform just as well. And what else was it? I got him. Yeah, towards the end there, he said he hadn't really looked into this enough. That's what he said. And I was like, well, if you feel you haven't looked into this enough, does that justify, the amount of confidence you have? He said no.
Wow.
Yeah, so he said no. And,
Wow.
yeah, so at that point, I was like, we've done
Great
what
time
we
to
need to
end.
do. That's a great time to end it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's cool. Okay. I'm gonna take a check at this again. Yeah.
Cool. Well, do you want to stick around? Do you
Yeah,
want
I do.
Okay.
If it's cool with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll switch the cards around and we'll make another one.